Welcome to Grimwood City, a place where the veil between the magical and the mundane is as thin as a whisper. 9 districts, each a realm of its own mystery and allure. From the bustling trade at Marble Rock Pier to the arcane secrets of Silkway, Grimwood City harbors both wonder and peril. Here, werewolves, vampires, and mystical beings walk hidden among the ironbound, the ordinary folk. The magical and the mortal coexist, bound by ancient secrets and unspoken truths. The ley lines, a web of arcane energy, converge here, weaving a spell that masks the extraordinary from human eyes. Brave adventurers delve into the ancient depths, seeking forbidden knowledge and battling untold horrors. In Grimwood City, every shadow hides a tale. Every whisper holds a secret. Are you ready to uncover the truths and face the dangers of this enchanted metropolis? Join us on BackerKit to bring the mysteries of Grimwood City to life. Your adventure awaits.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekout. I know it's been a couple weeks. We've been kind of busy. Honestly, I was just exhausted last week. I would have done it even though Mike wasn't going to be here, but I was exhausted. So I didn't do it. I probably should have. But that being said, we do have some really interesting news, and I'm in a bad mood, so we'll see how this goes. I'm pretty opinionated right now. Just so everybody knows, we have 25 days, 3 hours, 59 minutes, and 52 seconds till the launch of Ironbound. So mark it on your calendars, people. All right. So let's start off with some happy news. I'm going to switch over to the display. All right, so the first things first, Wes from DM Tales, if you don't follow him, go to YouTube and follow him right now, DM Tales. He's a great guy, but he does these weekly thoughts every week, and I just want everybody to go check them out. They're really cool. This one's especially cool because it mentions me, but besides that, and one thing I do want to mention, if you're in the Pennsylvania area, this September, hold on, it's on here. September 28th, he's having I can't say it. I tried. I really try, Wes. I really, really try. I have trouble saying it. And I know I say it occasionally right. But anyways, he's having a one-day con with just a couple, I think he has 6 people doing games. So if you're in the Pennsylvania area, check him out. And all of these links that I'm going to are in the show notes. And if you're in Twitch, I know it's a speech impediment issue that I'm having. I understand mentally how to say it. Ecclesiacon. There we go. I got it right.
Good job.
I got it right. Ecclesiacon. So Ecclesiacon's going on in September 28th. So go check out his thing. And like I said, all the links are going to be in the show notes for YouTube. So if you don't know, if you go to YouTube to get them, because I'm lazy and won't put them on Twitch. So the first major thing, WOTC. What's WOTC doing? WOTC gave a whole bunch of books to streamers and said, "Hey, help us make this happen and make it good." And then what do? They start banning them because they're showing too much of the book.
So I'm curious, and this is probably splitting hairs, but I'm curious if a lot of that is coming out of WOTC or being directed by Hasbro with protective of IP as Hasbro is in general.
They're the same company. They're the same company. Hasbro is WOTC. WOTC is Hasbro. They're the same company. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's happening. And the reason why they're doing it is because they're going to pirate the book from a freaking show, just showing the chapters in the book. Give me a break. You're gonna play.
We all. I am. So we all not defend. And so I would like to point out this is not defending the actions that happened, because the way they went about it, absolutely wrong. I think I'll state this statement first. If it's happening to so many content creators, and it's the same problem across all the content creators, then is the problem the content creators were misunderstanding something, or is the problem that there were not things explicitly stated within?
Well,
because if you look at it from like a library standpoint in copywriting, right, there's limited amounts that you can show.
Do they have the right to do this? Yes. 100%. They have the right to do this, but they're blocking people who only show 1 or 2 pages.
Again, that's why.
That's technically an excerpt.
Yeah. On the concerns for pirating, I disagree with as much as we see that comes out of Asia, India on pirated things. Now, how much it's going to affect their bottom dollar? That's a different story that I can't talk about because I don't know. But concerns for pirating, I think it's a valid concern.
Only affecting people. Like, okay, so it's not affecting just the people who are. I mean, it's not affecting just people who got the PDF. Some people bought it at Gen Con because it came live at Gen Con. And
gotcha.
Those people are showing it, and they purchased it. It's theirs. I understand the copyright issue. At this point, let me see if this is actually working, because I just want to. It's not working. Okay, of course it's not. B4 says at this point, given the WOTC Hasbro has proven over and over they don't care about the players, why are they players so obsessed with Overwatch? I have no clue. I'm kind of pissed off because I'm trying to start playing stuff, and I'm trying to help support myself because Twitch doesn't pay shit. So I've started the start playing stream, and I'm trying to do non-WOTC type games. And honestly, I'm going to 5e because 5e sells.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing some one-shots for 5e and hopefully get some people, because I tried Dragonbane, nobody wanted it. Nobody signed up for it. It sucks, but whatever. I'll figure out that I'm in a bad mood. I'm in such a bad mood. I'm sorry, chat. I'm pissed off. And I'm pissed off about this. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. It's bullshit. The bullshit of somebody walking. They could just freaking buy the book and copy it too.
No, I don't disagree.
It's bullshit. I don't want to. When I get a copy, I don't want to show any pages of it because
the concerns that have been presented here. So that was one of my comments. Looking at some of this too, is who was it that was initially copyright strike against them? Oh my gosh. Anyways, something with a PH. Joseph with PH.
Jorfiden. He's a big role playing guy on YouTube.
It tells you how much I watch YouTube all the time. Maybe that's saying something bad for me. But I'm curious if that was something that was done intentionally as intimidation with the expectation to lift it if
No,
it was
because
requested.
he goes
So
through
that
and
follow on, when they said, "Hey, please, we need you to do these actions," people didn't question it, right? Because people didn't want the same thing to happen. It's a tactic.
but he does this with every role playing book he reviews.
Yeah. Right.
It's not like it's uncommon for him to do this. It's not like he went out of the way to say, I'm going to screw WotC over. I'm going to show every page. He does this with every book he reviews.
Right. But were the actions taken intentionally stronger than needed to be, so that when follow-on requests were made, people didn't question what I'm doing or why?
I'm never going to be as big as WotC. Let's be truthful. But I am technically a publisher in the RPG world. If you guys don't know, I do have an Easy D6 book out. Grimwood City for Easy D6. But the point being is, I showed pages from that, and nobody went and stole it. And I know I'm not big, but the Savage Worlds does the same thing, and I can name other companies that have done
it. But why did you go to 5e on Start Play?
Because it's fucking sells.
Exactly. We can move on. I'll stop.
I'm just pissed off. It's bullshit. How are you supposed to review a book without showing pages? And I'd be okay. Yes, the people who are showing every page, go ahead and block them. That makes sense. But the people who are showing 1 or 2 pages,
right? Well, and that's where as well, if the concern is copyright and people making forged copies of it, that's one of the things you can put inside the agreements is, hey, you can show these pages in chapter 1, you can show these pages in chapter 2, you can show this.
And they did that with the people they gave it out to, but then they let people
the ones from Gen Con. Right.
So all right. So speaking of Gen Con, let's go into this. They showed a whole bunch of their footage of their 3D virtual tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
The virtual tabletop that they tried to screw over Foundry with and all the rest of them because they wanted to block anybody else from doing a virtual tabletop. Because they said, and I remember this clearly, virtual tabletops that have animations is not a virtual tabletop, it's a game. I'm going to play some of this. We won't have sound because I'm not going to bother with sound. But let's skip through. I want to get to some of the virtual tabletop. So let's get to some of the virtual tabletop, some of these are my favorite streamers. Come on, just. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hey, there's fire animating. This isn't a tabletop, according to WotC. Oh my god, I'm so pissed. I'm just so pissed, and it all boils. I'm pissed at the world right now, but WotC has me so pissed off. How can you say you specifically put into your virtual tabletop thing that animation's not considered, and then you go and you make a virtual tabletop that you're calling a virtual tabletop that has animations in it? I guess it's a fucking game at this point.
Is it? That's what I was gonna say. It's a game.
I think it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. But how am I supposed to do a homebrew system in this?
Right. That was one of my one of the things I was curious about as well from the
fucking animations. Fucking animations.
How does the
Sorry.
homebrew collections and homebrew creations play into this? Or is it just that because I labeled it a bastard sword or a long sword, it's just a long sword that appears. Whatever model I based it on, that's what I get, if that. Right? Because it's also tied to your subscription. Or
Yeah,
presumably
it's
tied
tied
to
to
a
your
tier subscription
subscription.
as well.
It's
So
supposedly
maybe you don't
tied.
get those.
It's supposedly tied to your D&D Beyond subscription. So maybe you can do homebrew items in D&D Beyond, and but you've got to get 3D images in there. How are they going to handle imports
Well,
and
that's what I
stuff
was
like
just say.
that?
If they base it off of whatever model you modeled the item after, right? So I modeled my longsword X after a Dawn Blade. So actually, the item looks like a Dawn Blade, regardless of what the abilities are. Which, you know, it's about immersion and fun and play. So does what it presents really matter to me as long as the player is happy?
Yeah,
Because
I,
I have a shit ton of
and
home
I know they
homebrew
backed
stuff.
out on the whole VTT thing, and they backed out on the OGL thing, but they still said it. So it
Mhm.
pisses me off that they go and make a whole bunch of animations.
So saying this jokingly, hopefully jokingly, but if it's tied to tier subscriptions, maybe some of us are playing a game and some of us have a VTT.
I just, it pisses me off that they went and they had this in plan long before the OGL even got released. And it was clear when they tried to block a whole bunch of VTTs that they wanted to be the only one that had a virtual tabletop that supported D&D. At this point, just call a spade a spade. WotC wants to be the Apple of RPGs. They want to basically close in their own ecosystem, and anything not that can go fuck off. 100% agree before, and I'm pissed off about it, and I don't want to do it. So, if you want to join my Start Playing and join so we can avoid me having to play with WotC, but you can look at me up at Start Playing and then look up Grimwood Games and you can find me. But that being said, it pisses me off more than anything. I'm so sick of WotC's crap. I am not buying 2024 at all. Will I look at a friend's copy if they happen to bring it by? Yes, but I'm not buying it. And I was going to buy it until all this shit. I'm just sick of it. All right, let's get off WotC. Hey, look, Ironbound's on Rascal. Launching soon. I have a news article on Rascal. So go take a look at Rascal. And it's small, it's short, but it's there. So that's good. Sorry, I had to post that. All right, so some good news. And this news I'm actually happy about. Free League has announced that they're going to release Alien as a second edition Alien, which is going to include, FYI, Savage Worlds. This is how you do a second edition. I'm sorry, we'll get to that issue too. They're going to do a new wave of second release, which includes new core rules, a starter set, a cinematic scenario set, and a miniatures line. And if you haven't played Alien RPG, it is freaking good. I played with a whole bunch of bad people. It was the worst group I could have played aliens with. They were making jokes, they were laughing, and I was still kind of scared during it. So, go ahead and take a look at Aliens RPG if you haven't, or wait till the second edition because it sounds like they're going to improve some things. I'm a big Free League supporter. I'm a big Free League, and yes, I agree. Before games like that, you've got to have the right crew with it to take it seriously. That group that I played with was PAX Unplugged, and it was a crap group. They were all a bunch of friends, except me and somebody else, and they just did inside joke after inside joke after inside joke, and they were laughing and having fun, but it wasn't fun for me and the person who wasn't part of the inside joke. So I'd love to play Aliens with a serious group because the mechanic system is really interesting. That being said, I'm really interested to see how they're going to change it for second edition. And Free League makes beautiful books, period.
Yeah.
All of their books are beautiful. So that's really cool. Because we talked about it and I bitched about it, let's go to that.
The second, is that Rifts?
Rifts, the second edition, the second print of Rifts Core Savage World. I'm sorry. You're going to Kickstarter to do another print job of a book that has made you lots of money. Rifts for Savage Worlds is way more popular than actual Rifts.
Yeah.
So yeah, why are you? Hey, Sage, how are you? So again, you got pissed off Dave today. I'm just in a bad mood. But this pisses me off. Second prints should not have a Kickstarter for them. That's my personal opinion. No, this isn't a second edition. They're just reprinting it. They're changing a little bit. It says that they're going to change a little bit based on community comments. But that's it. It's not going to have different art. It's not going to have any of that. It's literally just a second print. Basically error correction and some formatting. Yes. In exchange for $50. That is correct, because the pledge levels are start on $25. But really, if you want the Avenger set, which comes with all the books, it's $100. It's not a second edition. If it was a second edition, that would be fine. It's a second reprint. It's a cash grab. Yeah, sorry. Again, you have Angry Dave. I looked at the news today and I got pissed off. So it's not a second edition. It's a revised edition that does not really revise. And I'm a big Savage World supporter. I like Savage Worlds. I base some of my game off Savage Worlds. If you don't know, by the way, Ironbound comes out September 1st on BackerKit. You can take a look at grimwood.games/BackerKit. Sorry. I feel bad every time I do that, but it's the only way to push it. Anyways, so it's not a second edition, it's a revise. I just feel like, and they're not like providing like the changes in like an error, what do you call it? Like an error type PDF that you can download and say, hey, here's the changes. They're just changing it, and then if you have it and you want the changes, you have to buy it again. That annoys me.
Yeah.
You have a dedicated community that plays this game pretty frequently. The people who play this game play it frequently. And you're not going to provide the error changes or the changes from first print to second print?
Yeah, like an errata listing.
Yeah, an errata listing. Error errata. That's why I was looking for terms. Technically, it's in their FAQ, But who wants to dive through an FAQ to find it? Just provide a freaking PDF of the changes. All right, enough of that. I'm enough bitching. Another really cool game is Magpie is releasing Fallen London, a role-playing game. So Fallen London was a old RTS game that is RTS art role-playing. It kind of was kind of both. It's a video game. I think it looks cool. They announced this during Gen Con. I'm not pissed off about this one. Can you tell? But basically, it has like different faction archetypes, and then the setting is like very cutthroat and deadly. I'll be interested to see how they do this because Magpie tends to do Powered by the Apocalypse, which isn't bad. But they tend to do Powered by the Apocalypse. So I'm wondering is this just going to be another Powered by the Apocalypse, or is there a different system?
Right.
Do they say? I don't think they say in this article. It's browser-based narrative game.
Yeah.
It doesn't say. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about this at all. We've pretty much handled everything that I'm pissed off about this week. All right. That being said, okay, I lied. There is one more. Discord and Roll20. And I'm not really pissed off about this. I just hate Roll20.
I like that it can all be done within Discord. I agree with you.
that's
I'm
really
not a
cool.
big fan of Roll20, but I like the fact that it's all within your Discord window.
Oh, so B4 baited it, and he says it sucks.
Oh, okay.
Like Roll20, but the Discord port kind of sucks. Well,
Is it
that
just
doesn't
non-responsive?
make me happy.
Granted, understand it was in the beta form, but where were your, like, just was it laggy, non-responsive kind of issues?
Well, it's released. Let me. I don't have a Roll20 account, so I can't play with it.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm not getting a Roll20 account just to play with it. I hate Roll20.
I think he's like issues.
Some lag issues and lack of game support issues. Honestly, what's the point? If it's lacking game support, then there's no point. It does feel outdated. I 100% agree with you, Sage. Roll20 feels outdated. It just feels like everybody else took what they did and improved upon it, and they didn't do a thing. Supposedly, they're working on it and trying to make it better, but it's a piece of garbage. Because they, one thing I didn't cover here is they also announced that they have a Dungeons and Dragons character creator for it now. So you can make character sheets directly in Roll20. I don't know what the difference between that and a journal entry with your character sheet is, but it sounds different. Like it sounds like it auto-calculates stuff and it auto-roll stuff. Things that other VTTs have done for almost 5 years now. They're finally getting around to getting into it. All right, I'll shut up. This was another complaint. Okay, here's some good news. My bit is it's basically kind of like how Foundry does, where it's a browser support in the app, except they're transferring it to Discord. I already use Discord for voice and chat and all, but I don't see the need to add an extra layer between Roll20. Sage says Foundry was what has been perfect for me. I will say I much prefer Foundry, but Foundry has a learning curve. I 100% understand this. It has a learning curve. It's not something that you just pick up and DM in like Roll20. Roll20 you can pick up and just DM it. Um, and that's the problem with Foundry. 100% that's the problem with Foundry. When you get used to Foundry, it gets really good. Like, I don't do games outside of Foundry anymore because I'm so used to Foundry. Even if the system isn't supported on any kind of Foundry system, I can still run a game in Foundry because I understand like what's needed and stuff like that. You just have to have paper character sheets. That's all. That being said, they second Starfinder Second Edition launched. The playtest launched. I don't know what the overall thought process is for it. I haven't heard if people like it or not. But it launched at Gen Con, and they announced that the full release of the second edition will be at Gen Con 2025. FYI, I've already made a determination. I'm going to find a way to get to Gen Con 2025. Pathfinder War of the Immortals meta event. It's going to release in 2024. It's basically just a book with mythic rules, archetypes, and myths of legends and monsters. It's just basically an expansion. Pathfinder Lost Items of Tin Exit, however you say it. It's basically an adventure with characters and that type of thing. So they announced some products. It's good to see that they're getting some products out, Pathfinder. So, and they're going to BackerKit for Pathfinder Quest, a cooperative dungeon crawl board game for 1 to 4 players. So that's going to BackerKit in spring of 2025. So
curious to see how much they change it for a board game.
I'm sure it's going to be changed quite a bit, but I'll be interested in seeing that too. There is a new dungeon. Oh my god! Excuse me. Sorry. There's a new Dungeons and Dragons podcast that has John Hamm involved. Oh my god! Don't make me go through it again, Sage. I've already ranted and raved on about that for almost 40 minutes. But I'll go back over it. Hold on. So
it was so bad, we'll do it again.
So they basically, anybody who shows it's a single page of the player's handbook, they're automatically giving them a content copyright issue. So you send one single page and they're giving you a copyright issue. So if you show anything but the cover, they're giving you a copyright issue.
Yeah, there you go, Sage. Same thing that happened there with Sly.
Literally, that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And then they're also doing a VTT that they, back in the day when they had OGL trouble, they announced that VTTs that had animations weren't VTTs, they were games. And here they are making a VTT that's not only 3D, but has animations. It pisses me off. So they're doing a true crime D&D podcast with John Hamm. I like John Hamm as an actor, so I'm all for this. I'll probably listen to at least one episode of it. So that's all the real news that I found. I don't know if you found anything else, Mike.
No, you pulled out most of the big things that I had quickly grabbed, and that was the Actually, no. Did we go over the? No, we haven't hit Sanderson stuff yet.
No, we're going
That
there
was the other one.
next. That's where I'm going to also rent and rave. All right. The Cosmere role playing has $4 million. When me and Mike started talking about an hour ago, it was $3 million.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going up again.
Yeah.
I have problems with this because of the pricing model. For $60, you get the world guide for Mistborn and Stormlight. The world guide does not include player guide information. It is literally just the world and the DM stuff. You can get the reader's guide, which is $95, which includes the book PDFs, which I'm thankful for. But it's basically for another, $35, you get the books. Then if you want the actual handbook, it's $195 for both. For Mistborn and Stormlight. $195. Yes, you get cards. Yes, you get dice. $195 is way too much. For a book, at least in the mock-up, doesn't look very thick.
It's true.
I don't know how many pages that actually is, but it doesn't look thick in the mock-up at all.
And if you want to get it,
mm-hmm.
I was just saying, if you want to get just all of the books as digital and no extra flair, no nothing, it's $240, and you have to buy that through the add-ons.
Yes,
so the
you have to buy it through the add-ons.
So the 3 books for Mistborn or the 3 books for Stormlight, each set of those 3 books is $120.
So you'd have to buy the e-reader first, and then buy the handbooks as an add-on. And then, so it still adds up to it's not much cheaper. And then if you want the GM kit, which comes with the GM screen and a whole bunch of cool things, it's $295. And then if you want the collector's edition, which comes with miniatures, it's $385, which, fine. I totally understand people who want it. I want it. I just think it's overpriced. Morgoth. I just think it's overpriced. I think it's going to be a good series. I think it's going to be a good game. Because one, they have like the mechanics has like a conflict die, which I think is a brilliant idea, and I love conflict dies in games. I think it's going to be a fine game. I don't think it's going to be a problem that way. I just think it's overpriced. And it's overpriced because you have the name Brandon Sanders on it. What way here? I find the TTRPG Okay, B4 says it's overpriced, and at the same time, with all the games coming out, of which there are a ton, who the hell has time and money to buy all the stuff? I agree. I find the TTRPG community to be double-edged sword, where it's great to have so many new products coming out, but also everyone who's trying to jump on the gold rush to push out a setting book for every IP. Definitely overpriced, is what Sage says. I just think it's overpriced. Yeah. I think it's going to be a good book. Am I probably going to buy it? Probably not, because I don't have a good paying job right now. But if I had a good paying job, I probably would end up buying it. So go ahead and join my startplaying.games account and get me involved in some of your games, and maybe I could get it too. But no, all seriousness, I just think it's overpriced. I don't think it. I think it's about $40 to $70 in that range overpriced. Are they going to make a killing off this? Yes.
They already are.
They already are.
They already are.
And do I want it as a Mistborn fan? Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah, I do. I love the
Yeah.
Mistborn series. I would love to play in the Mistborn world. And they're going to have Fantasy Grounds. I wish it was Foundry.
Oh, no, I didn't even catch that. I think when I read Fantasy Grounds, I was thinking Foundry.
I wish it was Foundry. I do, because I like Foundry better. And it looks like you can preview the beta rules and run a playtest in the adventure in the Foundry Fantasy Grounds. There is nothing on here about Fantasy Grounds being an add-on. It's just saying that it's available in Fantasy Grounds, which means you're going to have to buy all the books again in Fantasy Grounds, because that's the way Fantasy Grounds works.
Okay, because it's on Demiplane and Roll20, I think. Yeah.
You're going to have to buy all the books again in Fantasy Grounds.
When you look at the digital-only set for $150, you can choose Demiplane, Roll20, or Fantasy Grounds for your preferred platform.
Good. Okay, so you can get... Okay, that makes me feel better. Where is that?
I'm looking at the add-ons.
Okay.
The available rewards in detail. So if you go...
Deluxe Edition, miniatures, map packs, items.
On the right-hand side?
Right here.
Where it shows
digital books.
There you go.
So, you do have to pay for it. It's an extra $30 if you want the Fantasy Ground version. It's an add-on. I'm sorry, this is so freaking overpriced. No wonder they're making $4 million so far. How many actual backers do we have? Does it
was like 13,000.
That's not that many backers.
13,000.
I'm gonna bring up the calculator, so watch out, guys. So we're at...
If you look, they have 1,300 backers and just add-ons.
Divided by 13. Oh, god dang it. It's
1,300 is the reader.
Fast. It's going up too fast. I can't type it fast enough.
1,200. So they have 13, almost
80, 20. So it's average backer is paying $300.
Say there's 4,000 of the backers are on the Game Master, and 5,500 backers are on the Collector. So there's your two big bulk.
I mean, I'm looking at like $4 million divided by 13,000 players. Their average people are paying $300. That is way too much for a game. Just my saying, I really want this game, but $300 per backer. I'm going to end up spending the money because I want to play Mistborn. I love Mistborn stuff. I just...
Yeah, I can't say anything because I've spent good amounts like that on board game releases in Kickstarter. There's a reason I don't go on Kickstarter.
But anyways, enough of me making me feel horrible. All right. So something really cool. This coming Saturday, I am going to get the person who created Necrovenge. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to learn how to say it before Saturday. Necrovenge. On stream, Phil Jensen. We're gonna get Phil Jensen on. And he's created a solo Morkborg like, not Morkborg, it's Morkborg like RPG. It does actually is compatible with Morkborg, so you can use it with Morkborg rules. So it's basically it's really cool. He's a graphic designer by trade. I can't wait to have a conversation with him about it. No, it's not a Morkborg clone. It's compatible with Morkborg. It's a solo game that you can play, but you can also use Morkborg rules. So if you have something from Morkborg you want to put into your solo play, you can add it into this game. So I'm excited to talk to him because I do like Morkborg games, and it's not 100% Morkborg. So I'm curious to ask him like where the differences are between this and Morkborg and find out like what's going on. So if you're interested in finding out like what the differences are, swing by Saturday at 2 on the channel and we'll talk about it. It's name recognition drawing people in. I worry it's not going to gain traction in today's crowded TTRPG market. Sage says it's likely won't unless it's made for 5e. Concur that it may not gain traction.
That was me. Yeah.
No doubts there is tons of name. Oh, that was you. Well, just say it.
Well, you're busy talking. I'm helping out with the chat. Got it.
I'm just in a bad mood. So I'm excited to have Phil.
Stop yelling at me, Dave. Gosh.
We figured out that we can both meet on Saturday. So don't forget to back it. He's already made his goal, but if you want a cool solo play, it sounds really interesting. It's like a dark fantasy necro. So basically, you're a necromancer that is trying to survive a dungeon. It seems really interesting. So we'll definitely talk about it more on Saturday. That being said, Neopets. I've been wanting to do this one for a couple days, couple weeks. Neopets has come out with their own RPG. They only have 4 days left, but I loved Neopets as a child. Neopets were my thing. So I'm going to probably back this just because it's Neopets. It's being put out by Geekify. I tried to get Geekify to get somebody on the channel to talk about it, but they're really hard to talk to. Like I mentioned getting somebody on there and they were trying to sell me something. It's like, no, I'm just trying to reach out to try to like.
Right.
I did mention that I had my own game that I might be looking for, but this was back in PAX Unplugged days. This was like December of last year that I sent this email, and they only then replied to me like a few weeks ago before this Kickstarter started. They said they had me up for a while and kept meaning to reply, but they didn't reply. So I don't know if I'm going to try to. I'm still going to try to get somebody on to talk about it even after the Kickstarter is done. Because I liked Neopets as a child. I did. So, that being said, this one seems really cool. It's a 5e rope, kind of like a supplement / replacer. It's by Cubicle 7. Cubicle 7 does some really cool stuff. And it's
Warhammer. Don't they do Warhammer?
They might
40K.
actually.
I think so.
7. Cubicle 7 games. They might do it actually. Our games, they do Warhammer and Doctor Who. It's kind of like a Queen Victoria magic and technology. It's cool. It looks kind of cool. Hey, look, $25 for a PDF. That seems reasonable. $50 for a book. Man, that seems really reasonable. Anyways, $175 for all three of the books. Anyways, never mind. But it
$60
looks-
for all three digital.
Yeah, exactly. That's not bad in my opinion. And they sure do look like bigger books than the mock-ups from Sanderson's. Anyways, that being said, it looks really cool. Mixing technology and magic together. It's something I enjoy doing, so it will be interesting to see how they do it. That only has 13 hours to go, but they've definitely made their quota. I'll probably end up having to buy this one outside of the Kickstarter when it actually gets pre-orders and that type of stuff. Berserker? Yeah, Berserker. They have 39 hours to go. They've definitely made their money. It's basically a Viking Ragnarok type game. It looks Morkborg-ish style of book. I don't think it is Morkborg Morkborg mechanics. Doesn't look like it. Hey, $15 for a PDF. That makes sense. But it's very Viking-ish. I really like the art that they've provided on this. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this one. They've made most of their stretch goals. It looks good. It looks like more to be announced. Looks like they have a Ronin version coming out too. Oh, it's based on Morkborg. The Ronin one is. Let me see if this one says it is. It must say up at the top. It has very Morkborg-ish style.
Right.
Yeah, Morkborg. Gritting mechanics of Morkborg. So, all right. So it is Morkborg. It looked very Morkborg-ish. I'm okay with Morkborg. Morkborg's good for one-shots. I don't know if it's good for campaigns, but it's good for one-shots. It's fun. That's for sure. I had a lot of fun with Pirate Borg. All right. So another one that's really I'm excited for. And if you've never heard of this game, you need to look at it. It's Coyote and Crow. They're coming out with expansion. Coyote Crow uses a D12 system. It's made by actual natives. It's basically native like mythology.
Right.
So, but it's kind of modern day like world.
Twist on it.
Yeah. So this one adds like a futuristic twist to it. So I'll be interested in this one. Man, there's so many good games that I just don't have money for.
You and me both.
But if anybody wants to play Coyote and Crow, go to Start Playing and message me. I'll definitely do a Coyote and Crow game. Because I've been wanting to play it forever. I do own it. I have not been able to play it. I have read it though. So I 100% support this. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I like what they did in Coyote and Crow. I can't see them doing really cool, interesting things with the expansion. Another Morkborg clone. This one is called. They actually say how to say it. Slurberg.
Slur.
It's an alternative perspective of Slur Industries, which has been seen by drunken morons who they are operative squads. It looked interesting. I guess there's a lot of Morkborgs being released right now, which is when Morkborg came out, coming to, and then Pirate Borg. It's about right for a lot of Morkborgs to come out. It's been about 2.5 years. It looks good. It looks fun and interesting. So I don't know if I'll back this one. All right, Nimble. I've talked about before on the channel. Nimble is basically a watered down 5e. I wouldn't call it watered down though. Watered down is a bad thing. Simplified, I guess, is a good way of saying it. Trying to find a better way of saying it than watered down, but it essentially is watered down. They've taken a lot of 5D elements and made them smaller and easier to digest. Fast attacks, tactically, it still has the tactics. Instant initiative is added. In what's nice about this is you could just take pieces of it. You don't have to take the whole thing. If you want to just do 5e and just take pieces like the instant initiative, you can take that. But they basically, it's just basically 5e watered down. I guess I'm going to have to call it watered down because that's what it is. But the art looks beautiful. It looks good. It's reasonably priced, $39 for soft covers, $95 for the box set. Refined. That's a good word for it. Thank you, Jake. Refined is a very good word. It looks really cool. They include a free preview if you want to download it. But it's really, really cool. They have a couple days left on their BackerKit, I believe. Yeah, they have 16 days. They've already made their goal. But it looks really fun. I don't play 5e, but I guess I will be playing 5e soon. So, all right. Monty Cook has 64 hours left with the Anywhere door. So the Anywhere door is a funding system for creators on Moonbeam to play Cypher system games. Damn right, I'm going to try to get in on this because I like Cypher system. It's a good system, which is why I was inspired by it for my own system, which comes out September 1st on BackerKit. All right. Anyways, so Moonbeam is going to be like a YouTube type thing. Yes, No Thank You Evil is great for kids. It's 100% great for kids. I've played it with kids. It's fun. It's entertaining. And it's Cypher. It's just a watered down. This one I will call a watered down Cypher because it's not refined. It literally is just watered down for kids. But they're giving away like stickers and t-shirts and stuff for backing. So it's not just like you're not just donating to creators to create videos for you. They're gonna do like for creators that are new, they're gonna try to give a little bit less. It's gonna be like $500, and then for creators who are established, they're gonna try to do like $1,500 for them. So it's an interesting model Moonbeam is doing. So And most of that money will go to the actual creators. I'm gonna try to get in on it. I have to. They've announced how, and I haven't had time to look. But I want to do a cipher game with it. That being said, we already talked about rifts and how that pisses me off. They do have this company is making a DCC adventure called The Exorcist Awaits. It's a sequel to The Exodus of Wolfbane, which is supposedly pretty good. It's DCC. It's wacky, it's unusual, and it's fun. If you've never played DCC, it's weird. Not a bad game. It's very OSR. Where is my DCC? Where are you? I want to show something. I'm not finding it. Of course. Oh, here it is. So, the reason why I don't play DCC is everything is tables. Oh, wait. Am I going to get beamed on this? No, I'm kidding. So everything is tables.
Yeah, it's all blurry.
It's all blurry, but it's basically all tables. It's very OSR-ish. I like it. I'd love to play it, but it takes a lot of work to run. And I'm not that dedicated to running it. Sage, you haven't played Index Card RPG? I'll have to fix that. Index Card RPG is fun. It's actually a little bit better than Easy D6 in my opinion. That being said, last but not least, Trickion, the role-playing game. It's basically you're an illusionist. You're a magic illusionist RPG game. It's kind of set in like the 1920s, I believe.
Yeah, it said like a steampunk.
Yeah, like a steampunk
Blending a
world.
steampunk, clockpunk, yeah.
So it's interesting. It's basically you're a magician. It looks interesting, and like you can actually you get shards that allow you to do interesting things. It looks interesting. I should send you my system, Ironbound, because I've changed it a lot since you've last seen it. Again, Ironbound, September 1st on BackerKit. So it's a lot more crunchy than Easy D6, but it has the same feel as Easy D6 as far as like simplicity. So anyways. Oh, and I wanted to bring this up. These are my pledge goals for my BackerKit. Probably releasing them early because most people don't. But the PDF of the copy is only going to be $15, and then you'll have the choice of getting a physical copy at cost from DriveThruRPG. City Councilman is you get to create an NPC, plus you get the PDF, plus you have the choice of backing it up on getting a physical copy on. And then $45 allows you to create a place, an NPC, and then get the PDF. And then Destroyer of the City is you're going to go ahead and be able to create a monster, a place, and an NPC in the book. And then World Bearer, you get everything in Destroyer, plus I'll run a 2-part adventure for you and 4 of your friends. So those are my prices. I think they're reasonable. But they are all digital. I am not actually printing anything. You have to go through DriveThruRPG to get the print book. But that being said, I think that is all I have for tonight. Unless the crowd has something to talk about. That was all the news I found in my hour and a half of scourging because I work a full-time job. But unless they want to have me go off, and then I can go off again on how I fucking hate WOTC. I don't usually swear on this channel, but man, do I hate fucking WOTC right now. We are still good for Dukes. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we should have Dukes coming back off hiatus because last time it was supposed to happen, I had Room Jammer. So we should have Dukes coming back tomorrow on the channel. So go ahead and come back and watch us. It's a Call of Cthulhu. Well, it's Delta Green, but it's Call of Cthulhu-ish game. That being said, on Friday, we will have Grimwood City coming back. Hopefully, if all my players will show up. And then Saturday, I have Phil coming on to talk about Necroverge. So that will be at 2 o'clock Eastern. So it's a weird time for me to stream. So come say hi to Phil, please. I want him to feel like he's welcome in the community. And then next Tuesday, we'll be back with Geekout talking about what WOTC fucked up this week. But oh my god, I'm so pissed off with WOTC. I'm just in a bad mood, I guess. Reading the news made me upset.
They're easy to pick on, especially in these last couple of weeks.
WOTC is very easy to pick on. Oh, August 31st, I am doing a 12-hour stream. I'm starting at 1 p.m. my time on the 31st, and I'm going to 1 a.m. on September 1st. So we'll have the first hour of release of Ironbound. And at 8 p.m. on that stream, we're going to have communications with. We're going to have a adventure, a murder mystery / haunted house type adventure with a whole bunch of people. Some of them new to the channel, some of them old to the channel. So we'll definitely get them on the channel and play Ironbound. So we created a character with Kristen from Avenue Studios last Sunday. If you didn't catch that, go ahead and go back to YouTube or watch my VOD on Twitch. It was a really fun time. I'm super exhausted from it, but it was super fun. She made a pixie priestess named what was the name? I don't want to show everybody my horrible desktop. Her name was I put it on my desktop. I'm 95% sure I put it on my desktop. That's all right. I'll bring up my Discord. It's on my Discord. Launch party.
Glimmer is what comes to mind, but I have no idea.
Dahlia Sparklefingers. Dahlia Sparklefingers.
She go like this.
With Chris Jen playing her, I wouldn't be surprised. But she's gonna do a pixie voice, so it should be interesting.
It will be. That's cool.
So, and then we have Michelle from Avenue Studios who's going to be on it. John, the maker of How to Be a Zero in a Zombie Apocalypse. If you don't have it, you can get it on Discord. It's a really fun game. I played it. If you're a zero, How to Survive Zombie Apocalypse. If you're a zero, it's really fun. It's a fun game. It's quick paced. He's going to be on it. We're going to have Brim, my friend. He's going to be new to this. He's not going to have a camera though, but that's okay. And then another friend of mine, Audra, she's going to play it. And then we have Andy from Legendary Tales, which if you haven't checked out Andy's stuff, he made a system agnostic system that is very fun, a little complicated, but very fun to play. So go ahead and check him out. You can find him at legendarytales.com. I think it's legendarytales.com. Now it makes me wonder. Legendarytales.com. Nope, it's not legendarytales.com. Tales.
TalesRPG.com.
TalesRPG.com. Thank you. TalesRPG.com. Nope, that's not it either. Anyways.
No, LegendaryTalesRPG.com.
Oh, Legendary Tales RPG.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, that's the one. I'm going to pull this up real quick just to show everyone. LegendaryTales.com. He's a great guy. He has a great system. Go check him out. And if you're interested in the How to Survive Zombies, if you're a hero zero, it's in Drive-Thru RPG, so you can grab it from Drive-Thru RPG. That being said, anything chat want to talk about? Does chat want to talk about anything? I always like talking to chat. Though I'm in a bad mood, so watch out, chat. All right, let's see who we can stream to. See if there's anybody I want to stream to. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the Nintendads. They're playing. What are they playing right now? Mecha Break. Let me make sure they're not on a break. No, they're playing a mech game. Let's go say hi to them. Let's stream raid. The Nintendads. Let's go say hi to them and say hi to them. Thank you guys all for stopping by, and we'll get this all going. Come back by for a Saturday show at 2 p.m. and Wednesday we have Duke. Make sure you come back by and see those shows. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. We're still live, FYI.